The change is instant. There is no warning, no sound, no flash in the sky. Gravity simply becomes twice as strong. At first, most people do not understand what is happening. They only feel it. Their bodies feel heavier. Movements that were effortless seconds ago now require focus and strain. Standing up feels like lifting weights. Walking becomes slow and awkward. Then people begin to fall. Not because the ground collapses, but because their muscles are no longer strong enough to hold them upright. Knees buckle, backs curve. Breathing becomes harder as chests struggle to expand against the increased pull. Within minutes, panic spreads. Children cry as they cannot stand. Elderly people collapse immediately, unable to support their own weight. Athletes fare slightly better, but even the strongest feel overwhelmed. The human body evolved for a specific gravitational balance, and that balance is now broken. Bones begin to fail. Hairline fractures appear in legs, hips, and spines. People with osteoporosis suffer catastrophic breaks. Joints grind under pressure they were never designed to handle. Pain becomes widespread and immediate. Breathing turns into a struggle. The diaphragm must work twice as hard to draw air into the lungs. Many people feel like they are suffocating while still conscious. Those with asthma, heart disease, or lung conditions deteriorate rapidly. Emergency rooms fill, but hospitals are not prepared for a crisis affecting everyone at once. Blood circulation changes. The heart must pump against greater resistance. Blood pools in lower parts of the body. Swelling begins in legs and feet. Dizziness spreads as blood struggles to reach the brain. Strokes and heart failures surge within the first hour. Transportation collapses almost immediately. Cars press harder into the road, suspensions failing under doubled weight. Bridges strain. Aircraft are grounded instantly. Takeoff becomes impossible. Trains slow dramatically or derail as tracks bend under increased load. Ships sit lower in the water, some taking on water as hulls sink deeper than designed. Buildings begin to show stress. Older structures crack. Foundations shift. Skyscrapers sway under loads they were never engineered to withstand. Elevators stop functioning. Stairs become nearly impassable for most people. Nature reacts violently. Trees bend under their own weight. Some snap. Animals collapse just like humans. Birds drop from the sky. Flight becomes impossible. Insects struggle to move. Entire ecosystems experience shock within minutes. The oceans change. Waves flatten as water is pulled harder toward Earth. Tides become extreme. Coastal waters surge and retreat unpredictably. Underwater pressure increases, crushing delicate marine organisms near the surface. Earth itself feels heavier. Mountains press deeper into the crust. Fault lines shift. Seismic activity increases worldwide. Earthquakes ripple across regions already stressed by collapsing infrastructure. Governments attempt emergency broadcasts, but communication is chaotic. Many people cannot reach devices. Power grids fail as generators strain under mechanical stress. Data centers shut down as cooling systems malfunction under altered airflow and pressure. Psychological shock sets in. People feel trapped inside their own bodies. Every movement is exhausting. The simple act of lifting an arm feels deliberate and slow. Fear grows as it becomes clear this is not a temporary fluctuation. Children cannot be carried easily. Parents struggle to move them at all. Rescue becomes nearly impossible when rescuers can barely move themselves. Within hours, death tolls climb. Not from impact, but from internal failure. Hearts give out. Lungs cannot keep up. Bodies collapse under forces they were never meant to endure. And amid the chaos, a horrifying realization spreads. This is not an environmental disaster. This is a fundamental change to reality itself. Gravity, the force that shaped every organism, every structure, every movement, has doubled. And humanity is suddenly living in a world that feels like it is trying to crush everything back into the ground. This is only the beginning of what happens when gravity suddenly doubles. As hours turn into days, the world begins to settle into a brutal new reality. The initial shock gives way to something far worse. Adaptation under pressure that never relents. survival becomes physical. People who can still move learn to stay close to the ground. Standing upright is exhausting, so most remain seated or lying down. Simple actions, eating, washing, turning over, require careful planning. Muscle fatigue becomes constant. Sleep offers little relief because the body never escapes the force pressing it down. Hospitals collapse under the strain. Medical staff struggle to move patients whose bodies now weigh twice as much. Stretchers break. Lifts fail. Surgery becomes nearly impossible as precision movements are slowed and hands tremble under the load. Even breathing patients becomes difficult as their chests resist expansion. Mortality rises sharply, not from injuries but from organ failure. Hearts enlarge under constant strain, then fail. Lungs cannot oxygenate blood efficiently. Kidneys struggle with altered blood flow. The weakest die first, the elderly, the sick, the very young. But even healthy adults begin to fail after days of relentless stress. Cities stop functioning. Public transportation is unusable. Elevators are dead. Staircases become barriers. Emergency services cannot reach most people. Fires spread unchecked because firefighters cannot carry equipment or climb under doubled gravity. Food systems collapse. Farms are devastated. Crops flatten under their own weight. Machinery cannot operate effectively. Harvesting becomes slow and dangerous. Livestock suffer massive losses as animals collapse, unable to support themselves or breathe properly. Food shortages emerge rapidly. Water becomes scarce. Pumping systems fail under increased mechanical load. Pipes crack. Treatment facilities shut down. Carrying water becomes nearly impossible for individuals. Dehydration spreads faster than hunger. Energy infrastructure fails next. Power plants were designed for precise tolerances. Turbines deform. Cooling systems malfunction. Grids fracture under cascading failures. Blackouts spread, plunging cities into darkness. Not from night, but from collapse. Nature continues to break. Forests thin as trees snap or uproot under their own mass. Rivers slow, thickened by heavier flow. Erosion accelerates as soil compresses and cracks. Landslides become common as slopes lose stability. Animals suffer catastrophic losses. Large mammals collapse under their weight. Birds are gone entirely. Insects struggle to move or reproduce. Food chains shatter from both ends simultaneously. Human psychology deteriorates. The constant pressure is not only physical, it is mental. People feel crushed, trapped, helpless. Depression spreads rapidly. Panic gives way to numb resignation. Movement itself feels like a reminder of fragility. Governments lose control. There is no solution to announce, no repair to make. Gravity cannot be negotiated with. Emergency declarations mean little when the population cannot move to safety or receive aid. Authority fades into silence. Over weeks, a grim equilibrium begins to form. Only a fraction of humanity survives, those who adapt by minimizing movement, living close to the ground, reducing activity to the bare minimum. Civilization shrinks into pockets of immobile survival. Architecture is abandoned. Skyscrapers become tombs. Upper floors are unreachable. Humanity returns to the lowest levels of structures, then to the ground itself. Life flattens physically and socially. Technology stagnates. Innovation requires movement, precision, energy, all scarce. Progress halts. Maintenance becomes impossible. Humanity is locked in place, struggling to exist rather than advance. Biology begins to change. Muscle mass increases in survivors. Bones thicken where possible. Bodies adapt slowly, painfully, but adaptation lags behind damage. Evolution cannot keep pace with the sudden shift. The planet itself adjusts. Tectonic stress reshapes landscapes. Volcanic activity increases. Earth becomes more geologically violent under the added compression. And through it all, one truth becomes unavoidable. Gravity was not just a background force. It was the quiet agreement between life and the planet. When that agreement is broken, life does not explode or vanish instantly. It is pressed down, slowly and relentlessly, until only what can endure the weight remains. Humanity survives, but flattened, reduced, and permanently altered. And the world is no longer a place where standing tall is possible. It is a place where everything learns to stay low or be crushed.